honestly buzzing with that, ladies and gentlemen, because not only did we go ahead and have a beautiful weekend filled with class individual performances, a class team performance with some genuinely class goals, but we've also went ahead and exercised the Ross County Demons, and we can finally admit that this shot right here is a dirty wee number, and we actually quite like it. So I'm wearing it for this one. We're celebrating a win. We're celebrating a good performance, and we're here to talk about Rangers 6, Ross County nothing. Feels good. And it's interesting, right, because I'm absolutely buzzing with this one, and I know there'll be people saying, oh my god, it was just Ross County, what are you doing, being happy? Well, I apologise for being happy, Trips, you know what I mean? But again, what I would say is, if you're a football fan and you didn't find comfort and happiness, and you can't get excited for watching the team you like, and the team you love, and the team you follow going and winning a game, I don't know what to actually say, you know what I mean? Because that's what it's all about, especially what we've had this season, the slop, the bad play, the poor performances, the negativity, the toxicity that's been following us absolutely everywhere. We deserve to enjoy a 6-0 win. Do you know what I mean? If you can't enjoy that, what are we doing? What's anyone even paying attention to football for? It was a great win today, a great performance, and again, that was what was needed coming in to this week, because again, we all talked about the start of the season. It has been negative, it has been toxic. We've been sort of carrying that frustration on our shoulders all season long, with the messes both on and off the park. But coming into this game right here, we've got the great news that Ibrox, not only the shipments have been done, they've been installed, there's new grasswork getting done, it's possible it's going to be ready in 3 to 4 weeks, which would be absolutely sensational. And that was a couple bright sun rays breaking through the toxicity cloud that's followed every Rangers fan all season long, that we might actually be able to play our home games at home. How mad is that actually to say it loud? But that was a boost, but that is great off the field boost. You also need a boost on the park, and coming into what could possibly be our last game at Hampden in terms of the All League football, we had to get away from our familiar foe, our Ross County side that has hurt us and haunted us in previous seasons, not only with the 3-3 draw that really unfortunately put a damp squid on Diallo's great fantastic start to his Rangers career. Now he's a starter for Man United, but he couldn't get in over Scotty Wright. The failings of this football club never seems to amaze me, but we've exercised those demons as we talked about. The loss last season, they've been a frustrating side, as they've just seemed to be one of those teams that can annoy us. It happens at every level, and every club's got a team that seems to just nip away and make it difficult, and rightly or wrongly, Ross County seem to be that actual side. And I get people who say, aye, but this side's rotten this season, you're predicting we go down. Aye, but they're still against Rangers, and they seem to find that juice, their strength is our weaknesses, and our weaknesses are usually their strength with the aerial threat, the set pieces. You can see why on paper this could have been another frustrating one. Whether or not they lost the Spartans, who cares? So did Persia. That never made too much of a difference either. You know what I mean? You can only do and beat what's in front of you, and that's what we've went ahead and done today. So aye, anyone here looking for a wee bit negativity and for me to be doing and saying to kick the team right here, I'm not doing that. I'm really buzzing. I'm really excited about that, and there's a couple of players that I feel like we need to talk about. First one might surprise a lot of people. I'm going to throw you a wee bit of a curveball right off the bat, because I can imagine A, B and C, who we will speak about in the next minute or two, will be heavily praised, and rightly so, they deserve it. But there's another player I feel like we take for granted, ladies and gentlemen. It's becoming the norm that he can play anywhere at any time and give you a solid performance. I want to talk about Dujon Sterling, who started this game in the midfield next to Connor Barron, which was something we've talked about a lot this summer in the chat. I want to see that because it's legs, it's energy, it's a bit of bite in the middle of the park just to help shore up the centre mid partnership, and I was really excited about it. It was buzzing, but it lasted, what, 43 minutes before again another injury hit this football club, and it now makes it 7 injuries, 7 separate injuries to players this season in 3 weeks of the actual season, by the way, to have hurt this football club. So Sterling only got to play middle of the park for 44 minutes, then got moved to centre half, and he absolutely strolled. The game was phenomenal. He was powerful. He got stuck in. He got up in the air when he needed to, but he stayed on his feet in the other. He marshalled strikers that's hurt us in previous years and frustrated the absolute life out of us, and he really put that fire down. In fact, I'd argue we looked better defensively after Sterling went back into the centre-back spot than we did with the start of the game with Leon Balogun starting there. And I absolutely adore Leon Balogun. Use or know that, but think of the game and think of the chances, and look what happened when we put the blanket back here, the fire that was happening at the centre back spot. Sterling tidied it up. And again, I feel like we do take the laddie for granted. He was signed as a backup right back who then went to play in the middle of the park. Not only this game, but he started a cup final playing in the middle of the park. This is the guy that scored a goal in European football playing as a winger, and he can easily do all that and slot in his centre back and look like our most competent centre back. The guy's absolutely outstanding, and honestly, I've never seen anything like him really in a Rangers stop for a long time. There's been a couple of players that can maybe cover maybe be full-back positions, or it can come into the middle of the park. Wrexham started as a full-back. I didn't think he was great there. I thought he was really good in the middle of the park. Whittaker had a wee bit about him where he played, a wee bit everywhere. But you're talking about every position this laddie's went, and he's went ahead and done a solid Sasa Papac-esque performance to Ramsey. 7 out of 10s. And I've never seen anything like it. So I know it's not the sexier choice with all the goals and all that he scored because he didn't score or assist any. But aye, let's not forget about Sterling in this game. The guy's a joke. But there is obviously a couple of other names that we need to mention, and these were the guys that was heavily involved in the goals and the assists. Shout out Cerny, by the way. It's great to see him again. Continue to build his way up. Gets another assist in this game. But I want to talk about the man that started the goals by the name of Cyril Dessers. The guy that's took more flack for the striking position because his name's not Alfredo Morelos since, what, Cholak? And gentlemen, you know, when we seem to get frustrated, we seem to target our abuse very quickly if they aren't what we pictured in our mind Morelos was 4 years ago. And to be honest, despite all his flack and despite all his frustration, thank God this lad hasn't left this football club. I mean, just this week alone, people were complaining that there was apparently a bid set for the football club and he chose not to go. And everyone's going and moaning about that. But where would be a foot? Dessers, do you know what I mean? That's a scary thought to think. He scored 5 goals in his last 5 games, ladies and gentlemen. He's no the problem right now. He's doing his part, and I'd actually argue his overall play over the last game or two has been absolutely outstanding. His bit of a downer was obviously versus Dynamo Kiev, where he sort of reverted back, but it was more of a team regression in that game where we just never done anything. But we packed him and we put somebody next to him in terms of Lawrence, and we had 2 wingers with genuine pace that was running at the defenders, that was causing the defenders to run backwards, and it was giving the defenders a headache, and it allowed Dessers to really take the game over and only need to work on 2 centre halves rather than an entire backline and whoever's the 6 sitting there in front of him. You know what I mean? He just had 2 centre backs to deal with the day because others were doing their jobs. And I thought he was absolutely outstanding. He's a major reason why we won this game and went on to have a phenomenal overall day. Because if he isn't doing the turns, if he isn't scoring the first goal, if he isn't stepping up in the big moments in the first 20 minutes of this game, we're probably not having a great day. Because let's remember how the first 50 minutes of this game started. Who got the first shot on target? Ross County. Was there frustration in the air? Aye. But Dessers was able to sprinkle a couple bits of magic into the actual game. And he changed it, and he finished with 2 goals a day and an assist, but you'd be lying if you said he didn't deserve 2 goals at least in this game, and possibly 3 assists as he put 2 chances on a plate for his teammates. So the Nigerian nightmare, as we lovingly call him right here, as a wee nod to the former UFC Nigerian champion. But the boy played like a champion today, and long may it continue. And Dessers, keep doing your thing. Big man. The next player I want to talk about is none other than Tommy Lawrence, and I don't know where to go with Tom Lawrence, you know what I mean? I was so excited for him, and he looked so bright before the injuries, and then he looked so bright, and then he fell away, and I thought he was dreadful the last couple of months of the actual season, and my head's not been turned as he clearly has his faults, but by God, see when he's on it, what a player he stands out to be. And that's a performance that might get a couple teams actually interested in, and a couple of players we're going to talk about today. That's probably what that was for, you know what I mean? Because they'll look at that and say, we need that in our team. The Rangers fans, we've been sort of fooled with it before, so we're not 100% buying into it, but you've got to call what you see, and what we saw today was a very good performance. And what I've always said about Tom Lawrence, individually his quality is right at the very top when you actually look at it. If there was a ball dropping just outside the box and we needed 1 player in the Rangers team, their entire squad, everyone's fully fit. I could pick anybody I want to strike a ball on the outside of the box in the last minute to hopefully get a goal. Who do I want that player to be? It's going to be Tom Lawrence every day of the week. But if I want somebody to run through the box to the halfway line, he's probably the last player I want. He's clearly got his faults, but he was outstanding today, and his nonchalant gimmick, if you will, his wee skill and his wee touches all just came off. They didn't always, but when they come off, it makes him look like an absolute genius, and he fully pulled the strings all day as a true number 10 for Rangers. Again, you will have to look at eventually the level, and can he do it against Celtic? Can he do it that? what we've seen so far? No, as he's been picked and given the nod over the last couple of Old Firms. But the day, again, what we're here to talk about, he was brilliant. His assist for the first goal, absolute standing, and there's nobody else in the Rangers team that's able to do that. Maybe besides our boy Diamande, who we'll talk about later on in the video, because we're going to talk about another Welshman, and that's going to be someone else that frustrates the fan base right down to its core. Isn't it funny? The goal scorers and the guys that pretty much won us this game is Dessers, Tom Lawrence and Rabbi Matondo. Probably three of the most criticised players not named Tavernier in a Rangers shirt, but all three of them were absolutely vital in this game of football. And Rabbi Matondo is such a weird enigma of a player. Again, like Tom Lawrence, got his pros, got his cons. He's still a young laddie. Everyone on paper should suggest he's that. He's got so fast, he's so direct, but then sometimes he doesn't use his pace, and that drives us absolutely mental. But he used his pace today, especially after he's got his goal. And this is something we talked about last season when he was playing so well before he got injured. Rabbi Matondo, when he's confident and he feels like the fans are with him, he's absolutely outstanding. But when his heat goes and he feels like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to do this, and he just starts playing it safe and just starts hitting shots for 35 yards out because he watched a Kevin De Bruyne documentary the night before, it can be absolutely mental. But he was brilliant the day. If he was on slightly less wages than what he's actually on, I think a lot of people would have a lot more to say. But again, it's not his fault we've signed what contract apparently that he's actually on, and he done the business the day. And if there is a team interested, if Blackburn's looking at him, if this team's looking at him, if this team's looking at him, they saw a very dangerous young laddie as well, who scored 2 goals the day, meaning he sits just one shy of Ryan Kent's entire tally for his last 2 seasons each. Puts that into your perspective, eh? As frustrating as he is, he's impacting games when he actually plays, and he was brilliant the day. Truly, they couldn't live with him. But again, he showed us that before. But then one thing will go wrong, and his head will go, I just wish you could maybe just shake it into him and just toughen him up a little bit. That it's good when things are going good, but we need you to do that when things aren't going right. But Rabbi Matondo outstanding today. And for me, as much as I give Dessers a lot of credit, and I know he's won man of the matches and that before, that young laddie probably needs a boost if he's going to be here next week by the time we play in the Old Firm and everything like that. I'd probably gave it to him. 2 goals and an assist as well. Unplayable when he runs direct at his man and puts the ball in the mixer. No, when he's flapping about outside the box. Keep doing that and we'll really have something. And honestly, that's how I kind of feel about the entire team. You look at that team today, right? And maybe it wasn't changing too much. Some of the players that drove us mental, but the mentality of it, and a couple key position changes and players that was changed in their actual roles and given starts over the likes of what we've seen before. Starting Cerny out on the right, starting Rabbi on the left, starting Dessers up top. You've got a striker that is scoring goals right now. He's feeling good about himself, and you've got actual natural pace on either wing and dangerous attacks coming down side. It just felt like almost like watching a Gerrard Rangers team, if you want to go back to that, when it finally got cooked. I know it took him a while to figure out the right pieces, but you know how we were rampant, we were ruthless, it was pressure, pressure, pressure. That's what it felt like the day. And I hope it continues. You just never know with this football club. But instead of worrying what's going to happen in the future, let's just be happy in the moment, because if you can do that, you'll be a little happier in life. And as we're almost done with that life lesson, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get into the game recap, because you're going to hear another couple names like Hefty and Barron, who were also excellent in this game of football. But again, the start wasn't necessarily great. After 15 minutes, who was the first team to have a shot on target? It was again Ross County, as Tavernier sort of hesitated inside the opposition boxes. He doesn't want to hit it on the left. Instead, he tries to just fire across to Rabbi Matondo, who's about 6 yards away from him, rockets at him, so it allows a counter-attack. He's out of position. That means Suter needs to come over. That means Balogun needs to come over. That means Hefty comes over. We've seen it quite a lot, and it ends up being a devastating counter-attack, but thankfully it's a phenomenal save for Jack Butland, who had 2 saves to make in the opening 18 minutes of the game before Dessers again went ahead and done his thing. But big moments for Jack as well. Sturdy, steady, and his first save was actually underrated in my opinion. Brilliant to stop Hale. But thankfully that was the ugliest it got from Rangers in this game of football, because the 19th minute happened, and sometimes you just need a sprinkle in magic. And I know Tom Lawrence deserves this moment, and he 100% does, but pull it back just 10 seconds before it and look at Hefty in this. What does he do? He picks the ball up, right? He charges forward. He doesn't stop, pass backwards, stop, pass backwards, and he doesn't do what Ridvan does. Is Ridvan does do this, right? He gets his head up and tries to move forward, but he always passes it to the opposition. Hefty drives at his man and then picks out a pass, and then Tom Lawrence just spinning around like Kylie Minogue, man. Turns away for one, moves away for another. We nonchalant hit to Dessers, and what does the Nigerian nightmare go and do? One touch, bang, it's enough to take a tear for a glass. Aye, no faffing about, no taking 158 touches. One touch to set yourself in the eye is just a banger. A finish, brilliant goal for Dessers, which at that point was 4 goals in 5 games that he's actually running on, but he wasn't done there. But aye, wee bits of magic can change games. Goals truly change games. That's why we've all heard that saying millions of times. And it changed it. The floodgates soon opened. We flexed our muscle, and Ross County were like, yeah, we ain't got none of this. Because over the next 10 minutes, we should have had 3 other goals to add to the old tally. The first one just being a less than about 60 seconds after the opening goal. We get on the ball for Connor Barron. Connor Barron plays it to Dessers. Dessers does so well to use his pace to beat the centre-half, then holds up, turns it round, looks at Lawrence, plays Lawrence through on goal. Lawrence has got to score. It's a nonchalant finish. You're thinking, oh, here we. He's rolled it wide, and aye, it's an absolute sitter for Tom, but it was a nearly a wee 1-2 reverse for what just happened a minute ago. But look at Dessers, look at the pace, the drive, the power. See if he could just be that all the time. What a player he's actually got. And again, this is just his second season in a Rangers shirt. Maybe, just maybe, this is who he actually is now that he's actually settled. He's new to the club. There's no been a managerial change. There's no been 458 injuries and constant changes and rotations everywhere. The big man is scoring goals right now. Just keep feeding him. Speaking of happy forever, again, it's a ball to maybe the halfway line to Dessers, and Dessers has his turn now. It's not quite Kylie Minogue, but it is a wee bit the old Tina Turner as he gets on the ball, turns his man, drives to the box, tries a wee fake shot. The Ross County guy buys it, it's his own fault on that end. But then another Ross County player just comes in from behind, absolutely nails him. That ball then goes to Rabbi Matondo, who takes a touch and ends up rattling the bar. Now for me, and again, I've not seen all the angles on this before I've got him, blah blah blah, to film and everything like that, but it looked like a stonewall penalty kick as it looks like it came from behind him. Now, whether he got the ball, no, I thought if you came from behind somebody, it was a foul. It's probably no, because I've not seen anybody mention it or anything like that, but maybe it's because we won 6-0. Was that a penalty? Can somebody genuinely let me know? Because it looked an absolute stonewaller when I seen it, and Dessers was adamant, but it wasn't actually given, and I'm not sure it was even looked at. But to finish the old trinity of chances we missed in the first half, we got to go to the 36th minute after Cerny with an absurd long ball, cuts inside, about 30 yards right on a dime to Rabbi Matondo, who headers it just wide. But eventually, I think the offside was given again. I'm not sure how VAR would have looked at it. It looked tight for when I saw it, so it maybe was offside, maybe was a goal. But again, you're talking about the quality and the threat, and that's how you pull, that's how you create gaps. See, when you're not just stuck into one way to playing and one way to playing, and you allow teams to settle, and you allow part of the bus sides that are going to run the arse off and chase every blade of grass. See, if you allow them to settle, they can frustrate the life of you. But you've got Rabbi running down, committing men, you've got Dessers turning men, you've got Lawrence peeling off the back, you've got Cerny cutting inside and being able to do that, all running down the channels. There was different ways to attack today, and the part the bus tactics never worked because they couldn't focus on one thing or there was gaps on the other. And sorry if you seem like I'm overly excited right now, but it's just refreshing to actually see that's what we want to see. Game changers and exciting players playing exciting football. Because look at the results, they couldn't get near us at any point after the 19th minute. And possibly oversharing, I'll admit it right away. 44th minute, and he had the tap off. You know what I mean? We never scored or anything, or nearly scored. We just took a corner, we put it in the box, one of our headers won it and got the header on target. It was amazing to see, and you're thinking, oh my god, it's truly our day. There's the injury right there as Balogun gets injured once again after he sort of runs in, or someone runs into him from the actual corner. He goes down, so we get punished for finally getting a header on target with one of our players getting injured. And to put insult to injury, literally, ladies and gentlemen, 10 seconds after our second corner from the save that won it, we do something stupid again and ends up being countered, and Hale runs into almost the Rangers box and has a shot as they nearly counter us to score with our horrible set pieces. But aye, we flew too close to the sun with getting that header on target, and were reminded and punished very quickly with an injury, our 7th, by the way, in our 3rd in 5 games, if you actually will, in that aspect, and a possible counter-attack that forced Jack Butland into a save. And you're thinking, well, There it is. We're playing well. We should have scored a couple of goals. There's the injury. Here comes King or something that's going to be coming on to the actual game. But he never done that. Nah. He actually continued and put on because he smelt blood in the water. Fearlessness, that's what we want. And again, I know it's against Ross County, but Phil, see that mindset you've got there? That's what we want against everybody. Man, you know what I mean? That's what we want. And he puts Diamandi on him within 3 seconds. We throw it to Diamandi right away. He passes it to Tav. Tav puts in a dangerous cross in to the mix, and Rabbi Matondo's there to score. The laddie's been on this part 3 seconds. He's made a brilliant move, an intelligent run. Passed it back to Tav that created the space, and then we've scored, and that's pretty much game over. You know what I mean? 1-0 versus part the bus sides and teams like Ross County is never game over. They'll take a 1-0. If you score in the first minute versus Ross County in the majority of the league, but they can hold that to the 75th minute, that's a success for them when they're playing against the Old Firm. But that second goal destroys every game plan they've got and should finish them off, and it clearly did, and it set up for what was a beautiful second half. And the party nearly started even sooner in the 52nd minute after some good play from Cerny, putting in a dangerous cross. Eventually gets hacked cleared by Ross County. It goes back to Cerny, who finds Tav, plays it to Diamandi. Diamandi, one touch hit. No faffing about. One touch hit. Again, I can't stress to you that this what I saw. The ruthlessness, the ability to take one touch and shoot and really put pressure on a team is what a Rangers team is supposed to actually be. It was refreshing to actually see it today, and his shot is literally just inches wide, but less than 2 minutes after that. Again, we're just causing havoc, we're creating chances, we're creating overloads, we're committing players forward. Rabbi Matondo's isolated versus one defender, and he actually does what Rabbi Matondo should be actually doing. Now that he's got a bit of confidence for the goal, he's no doing the wee every day I'm shuffling. He's no doing anything like that. He's just bolts at his man. The defender can't keep up with him. He puts the ball into the mixer, and Dessers is what every striker should be, sniffing around the 6-yard box and taps it in to the back of net. No making the run outside the box like it was versus Hearts or standing here. No, he's just doing what a striker should be, being and breathing in inside the 6-yard box, puts it away. That's 3-0. That's Desser's second goal of the game. That's Rabbi Matondo who got a goal and an assist, and you could just feel it, you know what I mean? Everything, it was just all gone well the day, and the other goals didn't disappoint either. Again, Ross County at this point was just absolutely shell-shocked and looked terrified. It's the first time since maybe the 5-0 win versus Hearts that I've seen the opposition blink against us. You know, remember that game at Ibrox when we played Hearts? We just played them off the park before all the injuries, before everything went wrong. You could see it about 50, 60 minutes in a game. They were absolutely chasing ghosts, if you will. Sam Darnold versus the Patriots. Well done to the 3 persons that got that random NFL reference. But that there, they were blinking, so they were making mistakes. They were trying to commit people forward. They were trying to get forward. We countered them perfectly as Dessers plays it to Rabbi. Rabbi just sprints again. But instead of this time, instead of maybe going for the shot or going for the heroics, he just picks out a beautiful weighted pass to Lawrence, who's made a run this way as Dessers has went that way. Again, just making the right decisions, and Lawrence gets his goal that he should have had in the first half of, again, a very nonchalant, tappy finish. But again, it's into the back of net. That's now Rabbi Matondo's second assist. That's now Lawrence's goal and assist. Again, it's just synergy. It's just everything clicking at the right time, and we've actually got wingers being directly involved in goals and an assist. We've got a number 10 being directly involved in goals and assists, and we've got a striker that's directly involved in goals and assists. Again, beautiful to see. And we're up to this point, I don't think anyone could question the result. Again, it should be a hell of a lot more goals to Rangers based on their quality. A wee bits of luck started to break our way if you talk about it in the 69th minute with the next goal, the 5th goal in this game, as the ball goes to Cerny. Cerny again, first touch, driving at his man, got the defence going backwards, whips in across. Rabbi gets the volley, it's gone on target. Is it gone in before the deflection? I'm not 100% sure on it. I think it is, but whether it isn't or no, ladies and gentlemen, whether goalie's going to make a wonder save or anything like that, it doesn't matter. It gets deflected into the back of net, but the original shot was on target. So Rabbi's got his second goal, meaning the man's just one goal again away for Ryan Kent's entire tally throughout his last 2 seasons at this football club. Beautiful, beautiful to actually see. And you felt like, well, we even got a bit of luck, you know what I mean? It's our day. We start making all the substitutions, everybody starts coming on, everybody's getting some minutes. Danilo comes on again. We subbed off Dessers, but 22 goals sounded good. You remember when Cholak 7 times got substituted off early 60th minute on 2 goals? Well, Dessers or Cyril 2 goals, Disney quite the same ring to it. But CD9 does come off the park. Danilo comes on and we nearly get another one a couple minutes later. But we're going to jump to about the 89th minute because there is so much to obviously talk about. And we would be here all day. Danilo should have his goal right here. As it's a beautiful wee touch. He tries the colour in the top bin, but to be fair to Laidlaw, it's a phenomenal save. But again, that's what he deserved to score that one, because the one he did get was obviously lucky and a bit of a fluke, as the Ross County centre-backs are just seeing ghosts again. They try and kick the ball, they hit it off each other, it plays in Danilo, and Danilo with a smart toe poke under the actual goalie. Obviously, that's a bit lucky, ladies and gentlemen, but again, that's his first goal in, 9 months at this football club. You saw how emotionally it made him. Now, he did still do that walk and everything like that, but didn't worry. That's just his weird walk, alright? He's no limping, he's no injured. That was a big moment for him, and again, if we can keep giving him this 15, 20, 25 minutes into games and keep building this laddie up, having a Danilo's, Dessers double punch could be a real benefit to this old football club. And aye, everything went well today. Does it fix absolutely everything? Is that us completely back? Obviously no, ladies and gentlemen, but if you can't enjoy a 6-0 win, again, why do you even watch the actual game? Enjoy the win today, enjoy the performances. I'm expecting to see you very soon regarding ins and outs and shaking outs or abouts, and if things go the way I hope it does, and I'm sure Clement does, you might be talking about 2 new players, maybe a centre half and a centre mid coming to this football club, which would be very, very nice, and hopefully you'll see me in that. And again, just getting rid of some of the other duffers and add a couple more key pieces there, ladies and gentlemen. We could have Sutton, but again, is what we got right now enough? I still don't think so, despite what we saw today, but clearly it's a step in the right direction. And then you add in a couple more quality players, you could have Sutton in this Rangers team if we can replace a couple of players we can't really rely on. But aye, that's it. Again, the only down point is obviously Leon Balogun getting injured, but unfortunately that just happens with the big man. That's why we talked in the summer, as much as I love and as much as I rate this guy, and I think this guy's absolutely brilliant as a defender, we just can't rely on the laddie. Again, you could argue he's an emergency backup centre-back, we shouldn't be relying on him, I get it, but that's the failings of the football club previously with signings and bringing in guys that aren't good enough. But again, it's just a bit of a worry spot right there, especially with Davies now leaving. And right now, what we've got, John Souttar, is that the only other one besides the young Leon King? Yeah, centre-back, centre-mid, I think I'll be talking about at some point this week. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, please let me know how you're feeling down in the comment section below. It's been a rough start to the season. Let's see some happiness. Let's see some joy in there. Let me know your favourite goal and who was your man of match down there in the old comment section below. And as always, I've been CJ92. Thank you so much for watching. All the best and bye-bye.